hospital where you are set to undergo a simple surgical procedure. But upon checking yourself into that hospital, the surgery is put on hold after initial tests show that you have contracted COVID-19. You are then sent home to self-isolate for 2 weeks. After spending a traumatic 4 weeks behind closed doors and certain that you are no longer carrying the virus, you return to the same hospital, hoping that this time you are having that surgery. But for a second time, you test positive for COVID-19. It is like everything and everyone is ganging up against you. Having already known the drill, you begin another phase of self-isolation in solitude, but this time severe symptoms including chronic difficulties in breathing begin kicking in like a thief in the dark of the night. This was the valley of shadow of death that 22-year-old Esther Tabitha was forced to walk through for 2 months. And as she narrates to our reporter David Mudoka, to date, Tabitha has no clue how she contracted the deadly virus twice.
The first time people were not serious. We were like, hakuna COVID Kenya. I was so sure I didn't have COVID. So when the results were positive, I was very shocked. In fact, I think I cried. I thought I was going to die, like honestly. My name is Esther Tabitha, a student at Kenyatta University, taking a diploma course in communication and media studies. I was supposed to have a small procedure. I was to cut my tonsils. Yeah, so I had to do the COVID test before I go to the theater. Yeah, so the results came out positive. I was so sure I didn't have COVID. So in fact, I had packed my things because I was supposed to sleep in the hospital. Then the surgery was to take place the next day. So I was so sure I was negative. So when the results were positive, I was very shocked. In fact, I think I cried and I thought I was going to die, like honestly. Yeah. So the first people I told was a friend of mine. And yeah, just a friend and my sister only. I didn't inform my parents because they would have panicked a lot. There's a friend who came to visit and I had to tell him that I had COVID. So hata hakuingia. I stayed for like 3 weeks before going for the second test. Yeah, so when I went for the second one, I realized I had COVID again. The symptoms were showing a lot. So the COVID team from Juja used to call me. It reached a point at night nikilala, nikipumua, sipumui vizuri, like sifeel nika hewa inafika kwa lungs vizuri. And smell nilipoteza. The second time for like a week, nilipoteza smell kabisa. Hata nikikula, nilikuwa tunakula but sifeel taste ya food. I will get confused because some of the symptoms I had are not the symptoms that tulikuwa tunaambiwa kwa TV. After exactly 14 days, I went for another test and it was negative. That's when I told my parents. After going home, actually, I told them I had COVID. After I've experienced the disease, nilianza kuwa very careful. Saa hii siwezi toka like nilikuwa natoka before. Hata nikitoka navaa mask. Siwezi enda place tuko wengi. Yeah. I think that's just the lesson. Like I've been so careful. Yeah, and at least naambianga mabeshte zangu I had COVID because people keep saying mi sijaiona mtu ako na COVID apart from politicians na masonko. Yeah, so at least I can tell my friends I had COVID and this thing is real.